Hello everybody, welcome back to Jack Games Interviews channel, and happy 1st of December! Yes, that's right, Christmas is getting nearer, and as you can see, I'm celebrating by having my very festive skin. Now, over a year ago, I made a video on Galacticraft, and I gave you a tutorial on how to go to space. Now that video has just passed over 1,000 views, which is amazing for me. However, I'm looking back at that video, and I don't really like it. It was laggy, and I just want to do a better version, so I'm going to be giving you another tutorial on how to get to space in the Minecraft mod Galacticraft. Now then, the first step you're going to want to do is get the following items. A rocket launch pad. You will also, of course, want a rocket. You will also need a fuel canister, a battery, and a fuel loader. Now you're going to want to get your rocket launch pads and arrange them in a 3x3 formation as shown. Then pop your rocket on by right clicking on the launch pad. Next, place a fuel loader next to it, open it up and put the battery in that slot and the fuel in that slot, and then take the canister back out. As you can see, there is now fuel in the loader and it is being loaded into the rocket. If you right click the rocket and then click F, you can see the fuel filling up. So we're going to need that to get to 100% before we're safe for takeoff. Meanwhile, I'm just going to click left shift to get back out of the rocket. And I'm going to grab myself a parachute, because that makes the landing a lot safer. You can choose a nice colour that you like. I'm going to go with light blue. And then simply right click anywhere on the ground and you'll have now the parachute attached to you. By this point, I'm hoping my rocket is full, which it is. So I'm just going to grab the fuel loader, grab the battery, you will need that, and then click the rocket. Finally, if you're ready for takeoff, all you need to do is click the space button, and here we go.
A few moments later.
Okay, and we have liftoff. The rocket will now take off and start shooting into the air. You can control it with WASD to make it move, but really you just want to let it go straight up. I really don't like how I've just got a ghost like me, I'm meant to be in the rocket, aren't I, not outside the rocket? Anyway, now we're going to have to wait until we get to space. This process takes quite a bit of time, about a minute or so I'll be back as soon as I'm in space.
2 hours later.
And eventually, as you get high, any moment now, a menu is going to open up on my screen, which allows me to travel to other planets and places. So I'd like to go to the moon first of all, so I'm going to double click Earth there. I said double click Earth, and then click the moon. Then you just click launch up there. I'm going to hold down space to start slowing myself down, and now I'm on my way to the moon. Now this bit again takes quite a bit of time, so I'm just going to take this moment to please ask you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now apparently, when most people see a tutorial video, they might leave a comment or thumbs up, but they don't subscribe to the person who made the video, because they think, you know what, this was a good video, but I'm never going to need content again. But that's not true, because I do videos on games, I do challenges, mod reviews, and loads more. So if you subscribe to me, you'll be getting all that delivered straight to your YouTube feed, and I just so appreciate it when I get people subscribing to my channel, because it means that someone appreciates my videos. So yeah, that's my little plea for subscribers, and now we're on the moon. So I'm going to exit of left shift, and here we are. This is the moon. If you click on your space lander, you can grab the launch pads and the rocket back, and pop your empty canister in there to get the fuel back. There we go. Now if you have sound turned on, you can pop a frequency module on by holding it and just simply right clicking, and then you will be able to hear sounds. So we can go for a little run, or even better, we can get a buggy. To do this, you're going to need a buggy fueling pad. You're going to build a 3x3, just like when you did the rocket. You're going to place the buggy on it, place a fuel loader next to it, and place a fuel canister into the fuel loader. You'll also need another battery, so make sure to bring spares. And I'm flying again. There you go, pop the battery in, and if you now click on the buggy and click F, you'll see that it's filling up with fuel. And then, using WASD, you can go for a ride around on the moon. you need to keep an eye on the fuel, because the last thing you want is it to run out of fuel miles from base. Whenever you're done with the buggy, just drive it back onto the fuel loader, and if you click F, you'll see that it starts filling back up again. So that's the best way to drive around and basically see the views on the moon. Now, you don't want to be stuck on the moon forever, so to get home, you're just going to place the rocket launch pads in a 3x3, just like that. Pop your rocket back on there, place your fuel loader, get a fuel canister, get a battery, and you're just going to let your rocket start fueling up again. We're going to wait until it gets to 100%, and then we're going to be ready for takeoff. I love that frequency module. I've just got like a little satellite attached to my head. Oh look, you can even see the Earth in the background. Anyway, so we're just going to wait for the rocket to fuel up. Feel free to look around the moon, it's quite cool. There's craters, you can even find caves where you can find moon cheese. There you go, cheese or, because who doesn't like a bit of cheese? And we all know cheese comes from the moon, guys. You need to believe what the internet tells you sometimes, especially in this case. Cheese comes from the moon. Once your rocket's filled up, click space, and oh gosh, here goes the countdown again.
One eternity later.
And you're going to take off. And now you have to wait for the really long takeoff procedure. And eventually, the same menu will open up. And eventually, this menu will open up. And there is other planets you can visit by clicking them and clicking launch. However, you will need a different tier rocket. I will explain that to you in a moment. But for now, I'm going to go back to Earth. So I'm going to click overworld and click launch. This is where you'll be glad you brought a parachute, because otherwise it's going to be a hard landing. And as you can see, that chest is our supply drop. That contains the fuel and the rocket, so that you don't lose it, because obviously you want to be able to come back to space again. I think I'm actually going to land on that tree. Yeah, I'm going to land on the tree. That was a good landing. And we're back on Earth. There's our supply drop coming in. So you can grab the stuff out there and get the fuel back if you had an empty fuel canister, which I think I forgot. There you go. Grab your fuel back, and that's it. You've been to space. Now, as you saw when I clicked one of the planets on the way back, it said you can't go there. That's because there are different tiers of rocket. We were using a tier 1. However, you can also get a tier 2 rocket. Let me see if I could find it. There you go. Or even a tier 3 rocket, such as this. That way you can go to other planets, they're faster, and allow you to explore more. Now, I'm not going to have to give you a tutorial on how to go to the other planets. It's the same thing as you saw me do there. So have fun exploring, and remember, the moon is made of cheese. Like and subscribe. Bye!